Hey guys, Jeremy here with TacFix. Are you looking for a new EDC flashlight or a new weapons mounted tactical flashlight? Well, today we're going to look at a 2-in-1 with the Olight M2T Warrior. Alright guys, so here we are up top on the bench, and this is the Olight M2T Warrior. Now before we get into the specs, let's go over what you get with this package when you purchase it. Obviously you're going to get the flashlight. You're also going to get a metal pocket clip, a battery magazine with two CR123A batteries that can be used to power this, a little nylon holster, as well as a user manual. So on the M2T Warrior, what you're going to see is you're going to see all aluminum construction, so this is a very durable flashlight. The output on this is at 1200 lumens, and that's going to be wind powered by an 18650 battery. If you've got the battery magazine in place with the CR123As, it is going to be a maximum output of 900 according to Olight. Now as far as design here, there's a couple ways to operate it. Up near the head of the light here, you have a switch for a small 1 lumen output light. Most of your main features are going to be controlled by the end cap here. So we've got a silent end cap that you can press. And this will have 3 modes. You can have momentary on for a soft press. A hard press will keep the light on. And then holding down the light will produce a strobe effect as long as you have it depressed. Now the strobe frequency here is 13 cycles per second. It looks like the older model on this, the M2R from Olight, had a 10 cycle per second. Now apart from being really durable, this one's got a great texture on it. I find that it's really easy to get and maintain a grip on this. The rib texture on here is really easy to keep even when your hands are wet or slick. Another thing you can do is this metal clip here is detachable, so if that's not something you want to have on there, you can just pop this right off. And that can be put aside. More on that in just a moment here. Another interesting feature about this, like I mentioned in the opener, is that this is not only a good EDC light, but it's also a tactical flashlight. And by that I mean you can mount this on your rifle. Olight sells a separate offset weapon mount. It's their WM25 mount that will fit this flashlight, so you can mount it on your rifle. They also sell a remote switch for this, where you can replace the end cap and have a switch for the side of your rifle on your handguard. And the really cool thing about that is Olight is a great value because both of those items, the offset mount and the remote switch, are less than $30 together. So it's really inexpensive to turn this from your EDC flashlight to also being your weapon mounted light. Now we've talked the output and we've talked about some of the features that are on this flashlight. Let's talk about runtime. A lot of flashlights that I was looking at before I purchased this had, in my opinion, pretty low run times. This one is actually pretty good. On a full charge with an 18650 battery, you can expect to get up to 2 hours and 10 minutes at full capacity, and you can get up to an hour and a half with the 2 CR123A batteries in the battery magazine. So overall, it's a pretty good little output here. It lasts a good amount of time, and actually one of the features that I find really interesting about it and really cool is that since most of our flashlights spend a lot of time in the off position, this one will actually last on a rechargeable 18650 battery. It'll last up to 50 days without needing a new charge. I tend to charge mine every about 30 days or so. I have 2 rechargeable 18650 batteries that I just cycle through the charger. Now, some of the other specs you want to note on here, as far as weight, it is fairly light. I mean, it is a metal body, so there's a little bit of heft to it over a plastic flashlight. But it is only about 134 grams according to the website, so about 4 3/4 ounces. As far as the length, it's going to be 130 millimeters in length, or 5.12 inches. The head diameter on here is 25.4 milliliters, or about 1 inch across. And then the body diameter is just slightly less than that, 24.4 millimeters or about 0.96 inches. Another neat thing about this is fairly waterproof. This is not the top rating on here, but this does have an IPX8 certification, which means that it is fully submersible in depths over 1 meter. The website did not have information about how long that test was conducted for. There is some more information on the IPX's website that says more about how they do their standards, but this one is IPX8 certified, so you can look that up and get some more information if you want more than that. But the basics are that this was tested for depths over 1 meter and to be fully submerged. Now, one of the last considerations you want to make is price on here. For the kind of lumen output that this one does, this is a very competitive offering price-wise. When I picked this up, it was about $70 plus shipping. I believe I had some kind of coupon code for free shipping, so I believe I paid right about $70 for this. Now, you can find some other cheaper flashlights out there from Barska or Streamlight or a few other manufacturers, but in order to get something as high as 1200 lumens like this one is, you're looking at a couple of other flashlights that are kind of in this market. The Barska FLX at about $120, and the Surefire EDC L2-T, which retails at about $160. So obviously this one is a lot better price point for what you're getting on here. Like I said earlier in the video, I have been carrying this for about a year now. A lot of flashlights I've noticed, at least in the ones that I've had in the past, when they get to about half charge, they start to really diminish their output. This one actually does hold to that 1200 lumens until the battery is more or less completely drained. I start noticing a drop off in light output at about 1/4 charge. Now that has been my experience. Obviously from one flashlight to the next, that experience could be a little bit different, but for my flashlight, it's about the 1/4 charge range where it starts to really drop off in power. And then that's about the time that 30 days rolls around out of normal use, so I'm switching out my batteries at that point anyway. So I haven't had any real issues with this flashlight. Also, for something that's just anodized aluminum, I feel like the finish is holding up pretty well. You've got some scuffs and some scrapes here. I'm going to get that into the camera a little bit. You've got some nicks and dings, but overall the finish is holding up really well. And I think I may Cerakote this at some point just to give it a little bit more durability. But overall the finish has been holding up great. Now with the scuffs and dings that you're seeing here, that is carrying it in my pocket every day, clanking against my keys, my pocket knife, what have you. So I really do think this finish has held up fairly well, all things considered. Now as far as the two that I compared this to, I have not used the Surefire, so I cannot give an adequate comparison to this one. I have owned the Barska FLX, and I didn't care for that flashlight. I owned it for about 3 to 6 months before I sold it on eBay, and started looking for this one, and this has been a lot better light for me, especially with the ability to mount this on my rifle. I think this is going to be a good deal for me in the long run. Now I do have that pressure switch, the remote switch, and the offset weapon mount on order here. I'll be getting that in and giving it a review and using it for a little while, and then I'll let you guys know what I think about that. So we'll get to see kind of everything this light has to offer. Alright guys, so that's the M2T Warrior from Olight. Like I said, this has been a great flashlight for me over the past year. I really like all the nice features it has, and it's got a great high lumen output. So if you guys are looking for a new EDC flashlight, or if you're looking for something to mount on your weapon light, or you're like me and you'd like to have that serve both purposes, I think this is going to be a great option for you. So you can check out the links down below in the description, and let me know if there's any other questions I can answer for you guys. Just put them down in the comments there. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching today. Your support is greatly appreciated. Have a good night, guys.